Hey guys, welcome to the Avoiding Broke podcast with me, Leanne, and happy Sunday. I'm so pleased to be joining you here on this Sunday. We've got lovely sunny weather here where we live in the UK, and I really hope that you've got some lovely weather where you are, because I feel like it makes such a difference. So firstly, I hope you're all well and happy, and today what I really want to talk to you about is mental models and how they can be so helpful in allowing us to make decisions and make sense of the kind of complexities that are around us. Now, we all have mental models already that we may not even realize. We kind of, as we learn and grow, you have these models in your head, and it's a way for us to simplify things and to make decisions quickly. And for everyday mundane decisions, then you just kind of do it automatically and you don't really have to think about it. But sometimes when you're faced with like a complex decision or something that you're not too sure which way to go, then actually thinking about a mental model that can help you can be so useful, and to give you some structure around your thinking and help you to make that decision. So there are 3 mental models that I want to talk to you about today. So the first one is the map is not the territory. And I'm going to say that again because I think it's really important. The map is not the territory. And for me, what that means is what we see, what we think, that's not the whole picture. It's not an accurate reflection of the reality around us. It's what we know, what we see, and what we think based on our own experiences. So I think that's really important to remember, actually, is that us as people and as humans, we don't know everything. There are going to be gaps in our knowledge. And even when we look at things in front of us, what we see may not actually be the full territory. And I think that's really important to remember, because if you realize that when you're trying to make a complex decision, even if you have lots of stuff in front of you, then it gets you to ask that next question. It gets you to not make assumptions, not rely on your assumptions so much, because you know actually that what you see is not the full picture. So how do you go about trying to get more information so you can get a fuller picture? So I feel like that, for me, when I'm trying to make a really complex decision, or there's something that I'm trying to think through, can really help, because it means I don't limit my thinking to just what I can see and what I think. I can actually expand beyond that and just keep reminding myself, Leanne, the map is not the territory. What you see in front of you, everything that you can see, everything that you think about it, that may not be everything, because you don't have perfect knowledge. And what you think about things is also influenced by your past experiences. So you need to try and find a way to get around that. Ask the next question. Think about what assumptions you're making and whether there's a different ways that you can think about things. So yeah, so that's the first one. The map is not the territory. I've got my little boy here with me. He's eating his breakfast and he's telling me that he's all done. Good boy, baby. Mummy will be with you in 1 minute. So the second one that I wanted to talk to you about was Occam's razor. So you may have already heard of Occam's razor. It's quite famous. And basically what that means is the simplest answer is probably correct. And how often do we complicate things, go around in circles in our head on different things that we're thinking about, trying to think up all of the kind of different ways that things can happen, different complexities and things like that, when actually if we just strip it back as a starting point, even strip it back and think, what is the simplest explanation for this? And Occam's razor tells us that that is usually the correct explanation. So bear that one in mind as well when you're trying to think through something. Just as a starting point, go, okay, Occam's razor, what is the simplest explanation for this? And it can help stop us get tied up in round and round in circles in our heads when we're trying to think of a really complex solution for something, or we overcomplicate things when actually we don't need to. And the third and final one that I wanted to mention today is Hanlon's razor, which isn't as well known as Occam's razor, but I think is actually, especially during this time and the world that we live in, is incredibly important. And what Hanlon's razor says is never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity. And for me, I love that, because it's not about thinking, you know, people are stupid, things are stupid, I'm just going to write it off. But what it actually, I think, means to me, and what I want to share with you, is we can often think that people have bad intentions, stuff happens for a reason, because for some kind of bad intention behind it. But actually, there may be no bad intention there before, and if it can be explained by somebody just not knowing something, or just not having complete knowledge, or something like that. I don't, and you can probably tell here I'm trying not to say because they're stupid. I think if we can do that, then actually you can see the world as a much more positive place. You open yourself up to opportunities, because you're saying to yourself, this isn't malice. This could just be a misunderstanding, a miscommunication. It could just be that we have different views. There's no malice there, there's no bad intention. And how often do we hear something or see something, like at work or with our friends, and we think, oh, why are they saying that? Why do they think that? Or do they think something bad about me? Whereas actually, it's probably not the case, but we build up these models in our heads. And so for me, especially during this time when we don't have very much social interaction, we may even got out the habit of being sociable, Hanlon's razor for me is incredibly important. So we've gone through 3 things in this session today. So the map is not the territory, Occam's razor and Hanlon's razor. And I really hope that they have been a useful kind of whistle-stop tour through them, and kind of a brief run through about what they are and why they would be useful, so that when you are next faced with something that you need to think through, you need to make a decision, you've got something ahead of you that you need to solve, so do some problem solving, then I hope that these 3 mental models will help you, just give you a different perspective or something else to think about, so that when you do tackle those big issues that you have, then you've got something there that you can use that you may not have thought about. So guys, I hope you are well, and I really, really hope you enjoyed this podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube, then and you don't subscribe to our channel, then you can subscribe, hit the bell button so that you know when we release a video. And if you found this useful, then do hit the like button. And we definitely look forward to seeing you again next week. And you guys take care, have a wonderful week, happy Sunday again, and I will speak to you soon. Bye guys.